I got the I think it's working. I pulled up a different tab.
Yeah.
Yeah. You may about it. Did it happen?
Yeah, that'd be swell.
Yeah. Gonna just fill up randomly stuff.
Yeah, you could Christmas tree it if you want.
What is it?
You responded. Thank you so much.
Did you receive it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Quick.
Yeah. No, I have done this before, and that's great. Yeah. I wonder if I can clear it. Good, because now I can delete your response, and I can, yeah, hope, yes. Oh, Dong, I think you did everything that I needed from this moment,
Okay.
and I really appreciate
Oh, yeah.
you.
Perfect.
So at least I have a few little things set up, and then now, kind of funny that like I feel like in Teams when you share, it shares here, and you can still see your chat. But whatever, I'll figure it doesn't really matter. I can come toggle back here, and this session.
It's an online conference.
It's a yeah. I've gone physically before. It's in Bucks County, which is a county of Pennsylvania that's not too far north of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But yeah, since COVID, they've done their conference totally digitally. So I'm here to stump for the journal, which you're not surprised by.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Right. Good luck.
Thanks, Dong. I appreciate you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hello, Mary.
Hello.
Oh, I'm so glad. I have never used this app before, so I was just playing around with somebody before to see that things would work, but we were talking on the phone and audio works too.
Yep, it does. Yeah. I know. I'm
Um,
not used to this app either. I'm used to Zoom.
yeah, and we use Teams in my college.
Okay. Yep. My kids are used to Teams from high school, actually.
Yeah. They're all pretty similar, I
Mhm.
guess. Can you also access and see the chat?
I can. I just have to touch chat and then it comes up.
I don't know. So what I have noticed from other apps sometimes is that when someone joins, they only see the chat that's generated since they've joined.
Oh
So I
yeah,
don't know if you see four chat things.
nope.
What do you see?
I see nothing.
Okay. So that means I might just have to copy and paste
Oh no,
this.
no, no.
Oh,
I see them all. I'm sorry. I was on the people and
ah.
not the chat. I do. I see them all four of them.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Well, so the first one I think doesn't work,
Okay.
but the last one, if you don't mind,
Yeah, no, I don't mind.
that'd be swell.
Check on the last one. Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah, and then there's a
Oh yeah,
couple quick questions.
it came right up.
Nice.
Okay. Am I supposed to take that now or yes, I am.
If you would. Yeah.
I'm not it.
It's a
I'm not
pre-quiz, not a post-quiz.
got it. I think I submitted. Do you know, I guess, that I submitted?
Let's see. Yes, I do. I
Okay,
do know that you submitted. That's wonderful. Yeah,
great. Just I
Forms
thought you
is
might like to know
swell.
that, yeah, it's there.
Forms is pretty swell. I appreciate the way that it works.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna pull up one more. How's my screen share working? Are you able to see things that I'm doing?
Yeah. Yeah, the
Good.
thing I don't like about Blue Jeans is if I have the chat up, it covers some of your screen.
I agree because I feel like when you share in Zoom, it shares in that space. And I
Yeah,
don't know how to kick my sharing to that space. Do you?
you can, in
So
this you
like if I
can,
bring up the blues whatever, like it says I'm sharing a screen, but like I would like for it to be within this space and I don't know how to ask it to do that. It seems weird to me that it isn't. Like what's the point of this space? Right?
yeah, I really like
Oops.
Zoom.
I pretty much do too.
Yeah.
You know, you start
So,
using
but you
something
get,
like this and you
yeah,
remember why you like your Zoom so much. Well, how
yeah.
about if I do that and then that way, oh, no, don't do that. And then if I minimize other things, but see, I'm really cavorting now to have it try to do what we want it to do.
Yeah.
How was your last session?
Oh, wonderful. Someone was sharing about ways to get students engaged in the classroom and just gave a lot of concrete examples. And it was just some of them sometimes I find this like a lot of them I do, but it's just encouraging to hear. And yeah, and I've picked up some new ideas. Oh, there's Sarah. I know Sarah. Hi, Sarah. We see each other a lot in things, don't we?
Yeah, we must have the same interest.
We must. This one is different. Like I kept going between this and I actually, is it you that have done a presentation on Generation Z? Or anyway, if I'm not remembering that right, I've been to a Generation Z one and I'm still interested in being reminded about that. But I thought, no, I'm gonna make myself try something different.
I know. I thought the same thing. Love it. Yeah. The last presentation was great.
Wasn't it? It was really
Yeah.
good. Very nice, concrete
Uh-huh.
ideas, encouraging.
Right.
How come? Well, there you are. Hello, nice to see you. It's a real pleasure to have you here, Sarah. I'm playing around with the blue jeans stuff that I haven't used so much before. So
Yeah, I haven't
I'm glad
either.
that,
None of us really have. It's definitely taking some getting used to.
Yeah.
right?
It's really, isn't it really sensitive to people that have their microphone on?
Yeah.
It's like, I've always noticed that. I've done Faculty of Future this way a while, and it's like, it's even more sensitive to Zoom than Zoom.
Mm.
Yeah, and I don't know, everybody's like picture is very small to me. On like the
Yeah.
bottom of my screen, like on Zoom, it's a little bigger. I don't know.
Yes.
Well, I'm not even having that. I wish I did. Like, I'm only seeing one person and
At a
myself at a
time.
time, which is not ideal for me.
Yeah.
But at least
Yeah.
now I can see where the names are. Sarah, dear, I'm so glad you're here. If you can, find the chat
Yeah.
and find in there the last chat, and it'll kick you out to a quick little survey. And if you would, take it. And then I also saw we
Okay.
have a Baya here. Hello, so glad you're here. If you can hear me, dear,
Yeah, I'll take that. I think,
that'd be great.
Robin, to remember, most of us haven't used blue jeans, so
Yeah, no, me
it's
too.
comforting to you at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like to start on time, and we're already a little past time. Well, Dee, can you hear me? Mm. Oh yeah, no problem. Mute is okay. We can chat. Dee, in the chat just above yours, can you see the link to a survey, a form, a Google form? If you can, click on that link, and it's it's some pre-questions. And once you, okay, great. Sarah's finished it too. Yeah, it's fun, all the workarounds we have to do. I am at my school right now. I teach at the Community College of Baltimore County, and I'm on the Dundalk campus. And we get desktops for our use. I think we can also choose to have a laptop. I choose to have a desktop, but they've locked down permissions, so it wouldn't allow me to download Blue Jeans. I'm sure I probably could have run it within the Windows version, but then I was like, will I be able to share? Will I be able to do anything? So I decided I'd use my personal laptop. And my personal laptop doesn't like to let my audio come through this microphone of the laptop itself, so I'd have to come in with these, or you wouldn't be hearing me right now. We're all have to just catch as we catch can. Listen, there are three of you.
Like right before you're about to present.
Yes, it does 100%. It's a Murphy's Law, right? It's a technological Murphy's Law. But
yeah, you prepare.
I'm so lucky.
10 minutes before.
I did. I started at about 11 o'clock, and there's only one other person here right now. Like, all the faculty are ghosted, and that's fine. But we have a lab tech here. And so I was like, Dong, please, if I send you a link, because actually we could send this to any outsider. You don't have to be a member of the conference. I just sent him the link for the session. And so he and I troubleshooted some of this stuff, which is wonderful. Yeah, but it took me 15 minutes, and I was like, because I don't want to do this to y'all. Let's just talk amongst ourselves. And Dee, you can chat in amongst yourself, okay? Let's see what y'all say to this, which will be a really fun thing to start. So I asked, have you tried new techniques in your classroom? 3 of you said, yes, you have, because I think we have to. COVID happens, technology changes. My school went from using Blackboard to using Brightspace. Just things happen. You have to try new things in your classroom pretty much. And then the next question is, when you tried new techniques, did you talk about it with somebody else? And we all absolutely did. One way might be if you have to do an annual review, you might have to write about new things that you do in your classes, or you might just chat up your folks up and down your hall. So we all did. We all tried new things, and we all chatted about it. And then the next question was, have you ever presented about it, either an oral talk like I'm doing or a poster talk? And 2 of you have. 2 of you have. So then the next question was, have you ever written a research article about it? And the answer is 3 of you have not, which is kind of what I expected, but I like data. And so I like to see that the data demonstrates what I expect what to happen. And that's exactly why I'm here. I'm here to ask if you might consider actually sharing about something that you've tried. And let me do 2 things, and then, maybe show you slides, maybe just not show you slides, but invite you to share via an article, something you've tried in your classroom. And so then here we go. All right. You guys are, out of 2 responders, you guys know what SOTL stands for. SOTL is a Scholarship of Teaching and Learning. I tried. I thought I might get somebody with some of them, maybe not standing on tomorrow's ledge, but I thought that the others were relatively okay. I have given this question before, and I have gotten genuine wrong answers. So not everyone is aware of what scholarship of teaching and learning is. And I think I was confused for a long time as a teacher because I didn't do teacher ed. My background is science. I have a PhD in human nutrition and food science from the University of Florida. You know, I never heard of pedagogical terms before I was a teacher. So when I heard of scholarship of teaching and learning, I literally thought it was like scholarship money, like funding, like you'd apply and you'd get money. And because that was how I knew scholarship. I think scholastics maybe meant to me something about like research or school related stuff, but scholarship to me just meant money. So I was like long confused about that word, but scholarship kind of means research into teaching and learning. And so what you guys have told me is that you all have done it in the sense that you have all tried something new in your classroom, and that is a form of research. And what I'd like to do is invite you to finalize research by sharing it with a larger community. And so let me show you a community where I'd like for you to share, and that is a journal. And I wonder, like, when you all see my screen, do you also see my head and Sarah's head? Yeah, we're like right there. I'm gonna stick us off to the side, Sarah, because we're not really the big part of the show now. There's a journal that would love to see your research. It is the journal is Teaching and Learning Excellence Through Scholarship. So that's actually why I asked the last question, because here scholarship doesn't mean dollars, awards, it means research. And we are interested in publishing material at a 2-year and 4-year higher ed institutions that try to improve teaching and learning outcomes. And we're taking a very open-minded approach to what that is. And but our broadest mission is to promote classroom research, or even, you know, as we get broader and I get better at understanding that we can promote just student achievement. You know, that might be really what we're trying to do. But through people trying something and recording what happened when they tried something, and then sharing about the results about what happened when they tried something. And we think that that's a valuable professional development activity for the folks who are involved. And faculty, because I'm a faculty member, that's like, you know, the easiest vision that I have, but I think it's also very appropriate for librarians who may meet with students, for academic advisors who meet with students, for the success centers. And so there are various ways that people at our institutions interface with students. And anytime they try an intervention in a thoughtful way and then record an outcome about it, we would invite them to publish. We would not say, oh, this isn't classroom research, we can't do that. We would be happy to share articles from folks who are, again, library, student success center advisor, transfer advisors. It's a broad concept. And so let me show you just a little bit of the journal. We we publish on an open access site. That's pretty exciting for me. This is not CCBC, so the Community College of Baltimore County is where I work, and is sort of the mother is helping to foot the bill for this stuff. But we're not publishing through CCBC's website. We're publishing in a larger place, which makes it much more exciting for you. We're publishing on a consortium open access website. Some of the people who put together the Public Knowledge Project are, I think, the University of California, San Francisco, other large public schools. I think even a Canadian school, like when we just cut our check to renew our membership with OJS, I call this OJS, Open Journal Systems. When we cut our check to them, we send it to Canada. So some school in Canada is involved. Anyways, they wrote the code. The code is free, but to pay for the storage of data and things and support, there is a fee that we pay. We do not pass that on to authors. You would pay nothing to submit an article or publish an article with us, but because we're endowed now by our provost, so we pay, but no one will pay to read your article. No one will pay to read your article. It is openly searchable. So we're very excited about that. And that means even if CCBC does something funny with its website or CCBC doesn't last, CCBC is not going anywhere, but this is larger than even the community college to have our journal published here. And it's new. It was a kind of COVID project. It was a really wonderful way to feel like I could do something during COVID. And because it was something we could do remotely, basically. And we have some physical copies, but we mostly are a digital journal, and the entirety can be read online. And the president of my college was real excited, so she wrote a letter. The provost, who is now funding us, was real excited, so he wrote a letter. This is yours truly. I am Robin Miner. It's my pleasure to have started this and to be here, inviting you to be a part of it. I asked a faculty who I'd known who had taught at CCBC forever to write about that and a perspective on having been a faculty for century. And he did a lovely article. So, you would just click on any of these and go read these as you'd like. Well, let me show you. I'm going to admit that I can do a lot of editing, but visual editing is not my forte, so I'm relatively proud of what we did, but we have a template that's a little clunky, and so we've brought on a faculty who's like visual design, design arts kind of faculty, and I think that this year our PDFs will look even slicker than they have before, but we have everything free PDFs that people can download and read, and this is just a way for you to share with a large community and have your shared information kind of out in a published environment for a long time. And it's going to look really great for you and us, and we just are super happy about it. So we have an editorial board. We have a number of folks from the community college who are helping to give us insight and direction, and we're just growing as we can. And the number one thing we want to do to grow is to invite people like yourselves to publish in the journal. And so we do have on the website information for y'all about article structure and the template for articles here and some basic information. And we'd like to help you as much as we can in your process of getting ready. And we published our first edition August 15 past year. We'll publish our next edition August 15, 2022. We're currently accepting submissions. I have one in hand. I have one on the way, several on, it is my job to continuously encourage people to think about publishing and being a part of this journal. And so we had a modest first year, and if we publish, 7 articles from folks, a perspective, and 6 research articles, I'll be happy. We've got a lot of sharing to do. This year we had, or 2021, everybody who published was in-house at the Community College of Baltimore County. I hadn't been able to get out and about as much. So it's a midterm, early term goal for me to encourage people who aren't at the Community College of Baltimore County to publish with us. We want to be a regional journal, at least to start, and to move on from there. CCBC is a community college, but we are happy for higher ed in general to publish with us. And so I'm just going to sell it just a little. Why you? I think the highest, the most selfless act is that you are contributing to the advancement of teaching in your field. I think that you would benefit from the work, because a lot of us, we do try new things in our classroom, but we don't always close the loop by measuring what happened in some way, and then by reflecting on that you would do during like a discussion section. And it's really valuable. It's really powerful. So it's more powerful than just trying something new and then having a gut sense of what happened. When you actually take a measurement and you actually look at the result and you actually have to digest it in a discussion kind of way, make a conclusion from it, I think that you'll find that it's even better for your teaching in your classroom. But then when you publish and share it, you potentially enhance anyone who gets the chance to read your article, which I think is wider. It's just a very much wider audience potentially than if you give an oral talk or a poster talk. I mean, you might have a stronger connection if you give an oral talk or a poster talk, which you can do both. You can certainly publish material that you have done poster presentations on and oral presentations on. You can't republish material you've already published, but you can publish stuff that you've done orally or in a poster format. And so you could do both and have close connections with people that you get to speak with in a room, and then, but like potentially very wide connections with anyone who comes across your article. And, then a little bit more self-focused, it's going to be wonderful for whatever your college does for annual review or your vitae. And if you are looking for advancement in your position or to apply elsewhere, I think it's a very positive resume building sort of thing. And so our main focus is on articles that report on something that folks did in their classroom. That's the main goal. But we would like to take review articles also. So maybe if you were doing a dissertation and if you have a very extensive literature search, that may be fodder for a review article, which wouldn't talk about new data or experiences, but would talk about what's been published and what you've found on the subject already. And then that might serve as a launching point for then doing further work. And we haven't gotten there yet, but at some point, if someone has an outstanding experience with a single student, medical journals publish a lot of case studies. And if there was like a really exceptional story of a very exceptional student, I think we would be interested to publish pieces that were a little bit more descriptive about a single case. And we won't go there again, but there's information on the website. I'll pop the website in the chat. So collecting research for an original article, we're back to kind of where we began. It's a scholarship piece. It's using science basically in the classroom. And that is a fun way to go. How do I make this big so we see all of us? Or do I have to stop sharing to do that? Let's try that. If I stop sharing, do you now all like in the whatever, do you see everybody? Oh, Dee left us. So I don't know why. Oh, now I see gallery view. That's what I've been missing in my life. Gallery view.
I can see Sarah and you.
Yeah. I finally found the gallery view button. I'm getting more familiar with the blue jeans.
I can see both of you too.
Oh, good. Where are you, folks? Where were you?
Like what college or?
Yeah.
So I'm a full-time faculty member at Bucks County Community College.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I teach, sociology and criminal justice, and I direct the criminal justice area.
Good. And so.
And I'm very student-centered, so I love this idea of doing things in the classroom and then publishing on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. And because you and Mary had both gone to the same last session where it was about techniques to engage students or something.
Right, correct.
So what you might consider is pick your favorite one or two.
Right.
See if you try it in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And, the like classic science model is if you had two sections of Soc 101, you'd try something new in one, you wouldn't try something new in the other. And then you'd be like, what is it that I'm trying to accomplish with whatever I try? And then you do a survey or you're tracking attendance or whatever it is around those two classes. And then at the end, you take a look back and you go, well, between the two classes, was there any difference? And like, you've just done a research study. You've just done a classic in your classroom research study. And we're like hoping for that kind of gold. I don't know if you guys have ever tried. Have you ever tried to like look at articles? Your background is sociology. What would you use PubMed as a research as a search engine when you're looking for original research articles in your field?
I mean, usually like JSTOR.
JSTOR, yeah, okay. That's
Yeah.
a more like psychology, sociology.
Sociology, academic
Yeah,
journal.
yeah. And Mary, where's your background?
I'm also full-time at Bucks County Community College and I teach math. Yeah.
Oh, so I don't know math databases. I mean, like I've heard of some groups and things. I don't know if Amatic runs like a database or whatever. Do you guys know what it would be for? I'm going to share my screen again. Do you know what it would be for education?
Or
For like pedagogy related research?
I
It
just,
is. Yeah, go.
what? No, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't know either. It's Eric.
yeah, I didn't
It's
know that. Okay.
yes. So Eric is a, I think it's trying to like load an old page. I don't need that. We just want to go home. Eric is an acronym that's something like Educational Resource Information Consortium or something. And it is the site to look for pedagogical related research. And let's try, just for shits and giggles. I think this will be fun. Can you name one, or we can even just do a large one. Your previous session was engagement techniques, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard the acronym? I know when I started as a full-time, we had to do this like 1 year training program, and we even, did I have the book? I think some guy at some point had tried to coin a phrase called CATS, C-A-T-S, classroom engagement techniques. And so let's try classroom engagement. And maybe we'll just leave it there because this will give us the largest whatever. And so what I like to do is select for peer reviewed. Do you know what peer reviewed means?
Mm-hmm.
You guys would both, right? Yeah, that other people have read over the articles before they get published, and they're considered to be much more robust. And then I like full text available because I'm not going to pay $30 to buy an article. I don't know if you guys ever have, but I never have. I have, when I really wanted an article, emailed the primary author and asked if I could have a PDF because I would never pay. So anyways, we'll go for peer reviewed, we'll go for full text, and we'll see what we catch for classroom engagement. But this searches a broad spectrum of academic levels. So if we look on the left here, it'll say that even this year there were 13 articles that were tagged for, what do we use, classroom engagement. And then like pretty much for all time, they have about 1,500 articles. But you know, we're higher ed and we're community college. Like you guys are exactly us too. So what you can do is go down into education level and you can say, oh, higher ed rather than elementary schools and middle schools. And then you can actually refine that a little bit further. So then in education level, you can go down and select to your colleges. And do you see the number now? Do you remember where there were 1,400 and some overall? Do you see the number now?
Yeah.
14.
There are only 14 articles published about classroom engagement since 2003 that are available publicly full text on the main search engine for education.
It doesn't surprise me because we're not, I mean, I have tenure. I don't know, Mary, you're probably too, right?
Just got it.
Woo!
I mean, I got tenure, I think, like 6 years ago, but we're not really, you know, you're at a community college too, Robin, but
Yeah.
the goal is really like student engagement, and we're not really encouraged to publish not discouraged. It's not
Yeah.
discouraged, but it's not something
It's a lesser explored idea. We're more encouraged to like present at our
present.
meetings
Yeah.
and
So, and this is really the first time I've seen anything offered like this on
Yeah.
publishing, in all the years I've been a faculty member.
yeah, no,
Me
Sarah, I think
too.
you did. You hit the nail on the head. When you do go searching, even articles that are tagged 2 years, it is not unlikely because I tend to troll it a lot now, Eric, looking for things because I'll send emails to people about things, or people will be writing an article and they'll say, I can't find anything. I'll go look. And if I start looking at who the authors are for these papers, a lot of times it'll be four-year institution people looking at data from community colleges even
Oh,
because
that
they
makes
got to.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny. And so
Yeah.
you're right. Like you guys don't have an incentive for your promotion. That incentive is now gone. But you would be doing it for the higher cause, which is that, you've done something, it's valuable, it's a new experience, and that it's just still good. And I enjoy it. I come from a hard science background that just it was what you did, even when you were a grad student, you did things with an eye towards being able to publish them in a refereed journal. And so it was a reflexive sort of thing for me. And when I came to CCBC, I was doing talks and posters, but then yeah, I got an email just kind of randomly from another journal. And then I thought, yes, I want to publish. And then I thought, also, why doesn't CCBC do this and support this? And so that's how we kind of grew it. But you're right, it's small, but I still think it's important, and I think it can be really valuable for a lot of people who are involved. I'm going to try something. Tales is not yet, the journal is not yet in ERIC. And that's because to be in ERIC, they're a little selective. You need to have 3 cycles of years of publications under your belt. So that's like my 5-year goal, 4-year goal, because I need to publish 3 issues, and then I can start the application process for Tales to be housed within ERIC. But that's what we'd like to do, is move the needle up so that when people search things like classroom engagement techniques, there aren't 14 community college research articles. They're, starting to continue to grow. However, I think part of why we published with OJS is we should be searchable in the interwebs, like via a Google, maybe even Google's becoming the most popular way to search. I don't know. It probably is for me. So let's try. We were looking at an article by Cody Cassaday. Let's do, what is the Google breakdown? Google.
So I'll just say
and,
I'm doing my dissertation right now, and this is really exciting to me because I would like to publish, but I'm intimidated by trying to, I've never been taught to publish or anything. So this is just great.
we could be an avenue for you to get your feet wet in that. That would be really wonderful, Mary. Yeah, we would. And a number of the articles that came out in our first edition, let me just remind myself. The article that we went to, this was from dissertations. This was from a dissertation. And Tyrone's article, this was from a dissertation. And guess what? Tyrone's math, and so is Cody.
Yeah.
They're both
I already
math
I
faculty.
found the website and looked. You had a lot of math
Oh yeah,
articles.
I'll pop it in there. Yeah.
I found it. It was easy to find.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yes, so that's good. That's a good thing. And then the other thing is, like, let's see if we search this in Google. If Google Scholar,
see if it
that's
comes
the
up.
subsidiary.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I tend to revert to Google Scholar. It just
I think
finds
so.
almost everything for me, and I can just narrow down in on what I want. So, like, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe this one, actually, it found it through our website on regular Google. What's Google Scholar?
Yeah, I like Google Scholar because then I'm looking, I'm not getting everything Google finds about whatever I'm talking. I am getting, scholarly publications, and then I just look for the ones that I do the same thing look for the ones that
Right.
they have. I mean, they have so many that you'd have to pay for, but you can then you just look to
So
the
let's
side. It,
say
it's,
if
yeah.
Linda was looking for herself, and I don't know if her full name got in there, Prentice, and then it was chemistry, students' textbooks effectively.
Just try the title.
Yeah, and students use.
There it
Yes.
is. See, I would have found
Yes.
it, been able to find it on Google Scholar, and that's what I've been using for my dissertation, really.
Good. And that is why we went with OJS, because we
Yeah.
knew that automatically the articles we published with OJS would be searchable. Well, we were told, and I just actually haven't had the time ever to like go and try it in practice. But that is so powerful, isn't it? Because that's probably the most likely place that someone's going to go find it. I think it's more my ego that needs to see it in Eric, but this is the one that will probably,
Yeah,
yeah, potentially
it really
some
will.
rando in anywhere could come upon our research articles, and that's the hope, right? That we're just part of the noise out there, trying to
Hmm.
say to contribute and to
Yeah,
be
you
to
should
just
tell people that in your talk because that'll like that they'll know that they're
is
publishing it somewhere that people will find it as a scholarly article. Yeah, and then you just
yeah.
click on that PDF over there and it comes right up and so cool. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's good. It's been such a great experience. And something else that we do, which I think is powerful and would draw me as a potential author, is that we not only establish the account with OJS to publish open access, we Tails is a listed and registered publisher with the Library of Congress, which allows us to join Crossref, which allows us to assign the journal a publishing account, which is like an ISSN or something. And then for every article, we are able to assign it a digital object identifier, DOI, which I think will perpetuate the articles. That was very important to me because at first I was thinking small and I was like, why don't I just convince people to do it and we'll just snack some articles together, snap them together in a PDF and we'll just like kind of make it like a little, circulating thing. But it was a librarian who was just like, no, go big and make it searchable and approachable from the widest angle that you possibly can. And it was just like, well, is that going to be hard? And she was like, I'll help. And it was not, it wasn't that hard. Actually, it's hard. Probably is for y'all too. Getting things paid because I don't have any P card. I don't have any business financial string at CCBC at all. So to get all of the levels of bureaucracy to move forward a check to go to out to, that was like moving a mountain. But once we've done it once, hopefully it becomes easier to do. But it was hard on the internal side. It has not been hard on the external side. And assigning DOIs to articles is something we hope that will keep them alive and well for a long time because I don't know, my college is capricious. We had a website where like faculty were allowed to house things and post things and whatever, and then they just killed it. And then I think they started a new one and they were like, hey, you should put Tails on the CCBC internal website. And I was like, no, never, never. Not after what you did.
yeah.
No,
No, you're
because
doing
it's
it
like,
right.
ugh.
You need that
Yeah.
DOI to,
Right.
put it in a reference. And Sarah, I wonder if Kate Diari should
Yeah, I was thinking
publish.
about that.
She just did that whole thing with engage
Oh, that
with
was so good.
yeah, she was
I'm still doing that. She did, we're doing so many, students are learning so much more like asynchronously. Even
Yes.
in person or synchronous, we have so many different modalities. But one of our colleagues, she won the award, the Above and Beyond Award too,
she
Mary.
did. She did. I saw
But
that.
Is that related to this conference? Like, will I find that in
No.
the,
no, her
oh,
name's
That's
Kate
our college.
Gloria. Um, but she had this idea of for teaching and learning that we should
yes.
do individualized meetings with students. And I did that, and I'm going to do that this summer, Mary, too.
Are you? Wow.
Doing it with my asynchronous. I'm doing it next week on Zoom. And
Ah,
it's wonderful because you get to connect with all the asynchronous students, which is so hard to connect with.
But she did a
Yeah.
whole cake, got everybody involved, like, I mean,
Yeah.
not everybody, but she got a good 15 or so people, right, to do it. She could publish it because she could have gotten a lot of data. I think, I don't know if she did it officially, like if she has enough to publish, but she certainly could
Yeah.
Is it
get it.
Esposito? D'Auria?
Diaria.
Diaria.
D'Auria.
You should,
Kace. I think it's period.
Yeah, I see. No, I've got her on your directory here.
Yeah,
Associate Professor of Education.
Yeah.
Robin, she's excellent. She'd even be worth your time to reach out to and just
I will.
make her aware
Yeah.
that she's our.
You could tell her that we recommended her too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mention she knows both of us, and she knows me by Mary Catherine. I go by Mary Catherine, just so you know.
Very good. Yeah, because all I get to see is this.
Right. Yeah. It's I usually have it up there in Zoom. I have it up there correctly. Here, I can't figure out how to do it. But CATHERINE, just so she knows you actually know me. Yeah,
I don't
but
know if my name's on here. Is it on the screen?
Yep, it's on, Sarah. It's
Okay.
funny because you can't see your own. I can't see my own, but we can see yours. It's really,
okay.
it's so different because I was trying to figure all that out. That much I got figured out. But Robin, she's in charge of in service for our college specifically, and she does a really good job of it. She's always offering different things. So if you got her on board, she would be your way to share to more of the faculty here.
Yeah, she helps with professional development of faculty. That's
Professional
huge for
development
me.
at our college, and she's super excited about things. And you can mention Sarah. Right, we're okay to say that we both.
Oh yeah.
Would love it to be offered to people at our college, and we could help her then too, but she'd be the one to talk to about that.
Oh, this has been so fruitful.
Yeah, we're always looking, like, I don't know how you do it now, but we have to do 3 hours of in-service every summer and then a certain number in between semesters, and so this would just be a nice little thing to offer our faculty. I don't know if you'd be willing to come do it. Or
100%.
If you put your name and Kate's name together, you might just get some more participation because she's just really respected, and people would tend to go to something she's endorsing. So you could offer it just to our college, and I don't know but I think Sarah, don't you think that would get some response? That would be a way to get participants. So maybe look for that. I think things are set up.
And that's probably good in the fall when people are thinking about setting up their classes. Hopefully they've recharged over the summer. I feel like these sorts of sessions are hard at the end of the spring semester. And we're all just I can't possibly think about doing more work right now. But it might be well received if you said that you do things in between sessions.
That's what I'm thinking. In between, you could talk to her about doing it in between the next 2 times, because I think we have all our set. It's pretty much set up for this summer now. We got our choices and everything.
Or even maybe she could start to you could work with her to spread the word on publishing, because there may be more faculty members that really want to do it. But I think we discussed, we really don't know how, many of us.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great I mean, there's only 2 of us on this session, but maybe there were so many different sessions that faculty could choose from.
Right. No, this is a robust conference. It's really nice.
But it doesn't mean that there may not be more faculty members that really do want to publish.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
I think faculty members that do. So this may be easy for them. I don't really do it, so this seems more challenging to me.
Yeah.
In the articles,
you are up for the challenge, I promise you, Sarah.
Sarah always is. Oh my gosh. I clicked on a few of the articles and they looked less intimidating than some of the other articles I've seen, quite frankly. Not that but it's just it's what I could handle. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way you're saying it too. And then I clicked on them and I was like, I could do this. This isn't overwhelming. Maybe I was looking at it through, maybe you just got me to see it through different eyes or something. I
think so. I'm trying to break down barriers. People start to just go, oh, that's not for me. Oh, I can't. And it's just well, you already do. I feel like most of us do about 80% of the work. We tend to try new things in our classroom. That's a hard part. We do tend to take at least some sort of sense of what happened when we try new things. We tend to talk about it, but just to kind of formalize it in a written way. But yeah, if I could, I would go and I would take all of the researchy sounding words out of things because it doesn't need to be statistical analyses. I mean, well, maybe in the sense that when we run grades for a student, that's a statistic. I mean, it is statistics, but I try to use language that doesn't necessarily trigger people to think, uh-oh, this is somehow an exercise that's esoteric, because it doesn't
Right.
have to be. You can use plain language, and we should, because it would be better to say things in a way that even non-math faculty can understand what you're doing, that different levels of folks can understand what's being done. And so speaking things plainly, I think, is very fair. And given the low level of publishing that's happened, I think having small class sizes is still fair, and having our important ideas. So like when an article comes to me, I ask for articles to be sent to me, then I post it to our shared site for just me and the editors that do this sort of level. It's basically me and two guys, the guy who handles peer review and another editor and me. And we take a look, the three of us, and all we're looking for are two criteria to be met. But they're important. They're so important that we wouldn't take an article. Is this article relevant about teaching and learning in the higher education field? So it's possible that someone was in an article about high school teaching. I'd probably try to find them another place. Or that someone would send an article. Once in a while, people think that we mean any kind of research. So maybe they're a history teacher and they did personal sabbatical research on a particular war of a particular era. And that's wonderful. And I have an idea of a place where they could go publish, but it's not this journal. So anyways, it needs to be topical to the journal, which is research about teaching and learning in the higher ed field. And then whatever the results are, we don't need it to be grand, but we need the discussion and conclusion to be on par with the level of results. So if you have a math class with 20 students and you try something new and those 20 students love it, you still don't get to say, I've solved teaching in mathematics at the community college level. You just don't get to. It's too small of a sample, and we need to just say, hey, I tried something that was very successful in this particular class. I have no idea if it would work at other math levels or with other math students or outside of my community college, but I consider this a pilot, and I think it's worth somebody tries it in a different way. So that's what we're looking for, and as long as those things, those criteria are met, we start peer review, and then the whole goal of peer review is to work with people to get their article to publish. Yeah. So right now, because there's no reason for us to be exclusive at this time. I have no goal for any impact factor for the journal. It's not even on my horizon. So right now we're just let's do the best that we can with what people are doing, and let's contribute, and let's get it out there. And then maybe as we get better, and once if I can inculcate, even if it's just at CCBC, a sort of habit, a sort of environment where faculty like to engage in trying new things in their classroom and then reporting out about it, then we can maybe double down on professional development in those activities and support faculty in, have classes on how to analyze the results from your class, how to run a p-test or something on your class data. Then we can start to raise the bar a little. That'd be fine. That'd be great. Or maybe we have someone who can do slick diagrams for articles and things like that. That would be fine. But right now,
see, I can run the stats on it because I'm a math person.
Yeah.
But it's the small sample size. See, I didn't think anybody would be really interested maybe in what I have. I think I have good things to share and say.
Yes.
But I need to be able to say them, and I'd have a small sample size, and this is a journal, and I can do the p-test and everything. That's fine with me.
I hope you do.
I think I
looked you all up.
Yeah, at 12:05. So
yeah, no, we're done. I looked you all up. So if you don't mind, I'm going to email you, and I'll send you the link for the journal. But yeah, I know, Mary Catherine, that you found it, and a template for our articles. And so it would be just a real honor to have a submission from you all. I'm just trying to sow a seed. I mean, if you had something that was almost ready, we're taking submissions for August through June 15, because that's when we go off contract at CCBC. So June 15, but we will take an article because now we have a peer review team that is trained and able, and so anytime, because we always are looking for articles. And then I've got Kate Doria's info,
Contact.
and I will personally reach out to her. I really appreciate that connection.
Yep. All right. Thank
It
you
was
so
great to meet
much.
you guys.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye, guys.